So 5 things you can do if you're dealing with a lot of stress or chronic stress. Number 1 is eliminate what you can, right? Don't do stuff just because you think you have to, right? Find some things that you can put down. Find some things that you can eliminate because we have a tendency to just overdo, and that generates stress. So good stress can be great. That's our sympathetic nervous system when it's in its, safe, like good, motivated state. The flip side is when it becomes too much, it becomes a problem, right? We become overwhelmed. Then we start moving into our fight and flight to respond and or collapsing into the freeze, right? And you can have stress-induced anxiety, stress-induced depression. Stress has countless negative consequences for us. So the more that you can regulate your stress and reduce your stressors in your life, the better. Now, people and events can push us off course, right? This happens. And when we are, so you're going to want to learn about the vagus nerve and the nervous system, because the more you understand that, the more you will understand how your system tells you when it's getting too stressed. And you'll recognize, once you know which state you're in, then you'll know which tools to bring in, because you want slightly different tools. They're similar, but there's some slight variation. So learn about your vagus nerve, learn about the nervous system. You can go to the page on the vagus nerve on here, and you'll find wonderful resources to learn more, to learn what you would need to know, and even links. Some of them, like the Polyvagal Institute, you can do courses through if you want to really learn more. So um, also, I offer a course on the vagus nerve and connecting with the vagus nerve as well, and using it for shifting state. So it's key, because when you can recognize what state you're in, and then you can practice different tools that help shift that state. Once you know those things and you've refined them, then you can't stop yourself from becoming activated, right? Like, it's going to happen. That's an automatic response that happens very in our old brain. Our amygdala just perceives even a hint of it and it will respond. So when we are in those states, then we can practice these different tools to shift us out of them and shift us back into the ventral vagal, which is where we want to be. It's where we're calm and we're relaxed, or when we're needing to do things that we've just brought down the stress level enough that we can then be functional. So learn about those and you won't regret it. Practice focus meditations for interrupting, and you're going to want to really refine your ability. You'll want to know how your brain likes to focus and what it likes to focus on, because that's going to be the key to interrupting the stress response. So you interrupt with focus, and then you can bring in mindfulness or quiet mind to calm yourself down. So go to those pages and explore, but first you have to know what tool is in your pocket to interrupt, to kind of stop, just to kind of muffle the whispering of the amygdala. And mindfulness can then help quiet things down, and help you gain better understanding of sometimes how our thoughts can create these stress responses. Our feelings can create these stress responses, and certain sensations. When we have a sensation in our body that freaks us out, that creates stress. So play with those. Learn about mindfulness, learn about quiet mind, know very clearly how your brain likes to focus and what it likes to focus on. One focus to bring in or to try and practice is dancing the cingulate or dancing with the cingulate, either version. Because that one, for stress, you're focusing on the brain in different ways. But then when you're going through the cingulate, when you're bringing whatever you need into the brain, you can see, bringing that coolness, anything that is If warming seems more soothing, then use that. But that bringing that through the brain helps bring things down. That helps. And the back and forth motion is also keeps our brain from just rooting back into the default mode network, which can generate a lot of stress. So, because it's always thinking about ourselves. So, practice both of those until you find like which approach works, right? And it may not work the first time, but if you notice a little like, ooh, that felt good. I like what that did. Practice that more. And the more you practice, the faster your brain, you build that neural plasticity, and the faster your brain will begin to shift into a different state. It'll do it more quickly. So do those and then spend time in nature. Nature is beneficial for our stress, like it brings our stress levels down, helps reduce cortisols, helps reduce many of the physiological negatives that we get from stress. So spend time in nature, right? Just soaking it in. You don't have to go on big, massive hikes. Just find some beautiful place in nature where you can just be and receive and enjoy basking in that nature. And practice awe, the tuning to awe, because awe is a wonderful and quick antidote for our stress. So go to the awe, go find the awe meditations and bring those in and practice that until you know, like you've got your place in your mind, and that will also serve you to reduce your stress level. So, and quiet mind practices, again, also same thing. They're bringing the brain into slower brain waves and into a little more calm states. So, but going back to number one, always make sure that you can eliminate what is unnecessary because we take on too much. So we are kind of a default to that. Okay,